Thank you. As is well known, the nation of North Korea has recently launched an intercontinental ballistic missile that has entered over the airspace of Japan. This missile represents a test of the North Korean launch systems that previously exceeds the range expected by the United States. As such, the U.S. Continental has been placed on DEFCON 2 to most efficiently ensure the protection of American citizens. To the nation of North Korea, be warned that the United States will most efficiently ensure the protection of its allies in the region, including the nations of Japan and South Korea, and is focused on ensuring their safety in the face of future intercontinental ballistic missile launches. Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
Yeah, my first question is about South Korea pulling THAAD missile defense units
Yes.
from South Korea. What is the U.S.'s response and action plan?
Correct. So South Korea wishes to pull THAAD missile defenses from their country that are supplied by the U.S. for the issue of cost. The U.S. is more than willing to sell these THAAD devices to South Korea for a lower price. And if South Korea wishes to remove these THAAD systems entirely without buying them from the U.S., they are entirely welcome to do so, although given the extent of the recent North Korean intercontinental ballistic missile tests, it would be certainly unwise for them to remove these defensive measures. Any other questions? Yes.
Do you plan on working more closely with Japan in response?
Yes, of course. We have ensured their safety and we will continue to ensure their safety in the future. Any other questions?
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can I get the representative from the Russian Federation?
Good evening, delegates. The Kremlin would like to voice their ardent condemnation towards the actions of the DPRK and commit themselves to an investigation to confirm that North Korea is acting as a unitary power. We are hoping that diplomatic means are employed in order to both quickly and effectively diffuse the situation so that Russia can return to her ambitious domestic agenda in diversifying her economy through investment into the IT sector, education sector, and technology sector, as well as the agricultural sector. In conclusion, Russia would like to reaffirm the notion that she is appalled by the DPRK offensive and urges the international community to come together amidst this time of strife that tests the very foundation of this body as a whole.
Thank you very much.
So you say that you are appalled by these North Korean actions, yet there are reports that the technology for the missiles could be supplied by Russia. Do you have any comments?
Absolutely. So we are, at the moment, conducting this investigation into whether or not North Korea is acting alone. And this is a matter of national security, so I am not at liberty to discuss this action. However, I will release the information as it becomes available.
So if I'm getting this straight, you were conducting an investigation to determine if your own government was involved in aggression towards other countries?
We are conducting an investigation to confirm that North Korea is not acting alone, seeing as there are allegations that other countries besides Russia could be involved. Any other questions?
All right, thank you very much. Could I get the representative from Korea? You have 1 minute.
Good morning. The Republic of Korea would like to reaffirm its commitment to its alliance with the United States, but we do believe that the United States posturing itself as a strengthening power in the region without the input of the Republic of Korea is very detrimental to the success of diplomacy with the DPRK. Despite increased tension, we still want sole diplomacy with the DPRK, and the conflict could have been avoided in the region if the countries that continuously have influences would simply consult with the Republic of Korea and take in our input. Additionally, we have sent a communique to the DPRK expressing interest in peace and humanitarian aid to attempt to get them to back down against their continuously provocations. And additionally, we would like to make this statement to the world that no more involvement with the DPRK can occur without the Republic of Korea's consent and input. This is our peninsula
Thank you
and
very
our
much.
issues.
Do we have any questions?
What was the logic behind pulling the THAAD missile defenses?
We are currently looking into a increase in security within our own country, and so we want to look into different ways to rely upon ourselves, not necessarily relying on other countries for military support.
And then, are you still allowing U.S. troops to be stationed in your country, or
Mhm.
has that been pulled?
No, they are still stationed.
Have you been in contact with any other countries in response to this?
We are not at liberty to discuss who are we in contact with.
Do you have any comment about the alleged back-channel trade between Russia and South Korea?
Well, the Republic of Korea has launched its own investigations into the neighboring countries and the connections between Russia and many other countries who could be behind this missile attack.
Thank you very much. Can we get our final representative? Your 1 minute begins now.
Good morning. I, as a representative of the Chinese cabinet, would like to come to you today to discuss the recent North Korean threat and supposed attack that has taken place. The Chinese cabinet is alarmed by this action, and although we have continued to support North Korea throughout this time of turmoil, we would like to say that we in no way support, condone, or were involved in this attack. In no way were any Chinese technologies, any Chinese information, or any Chinese involvement involved in this attack. And China would also like to bring to the world's attention the complete and total lack of diplomacy by the United States during this time period, seen by the U.S. exclusion of China throughout Security Council talks. This complete shun of diplomatic action is...
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Any questions?
So the international intelligence sources are wrong when they say that it is possible that the missile was built using Chinese technology?
Yes, at this time, from the information that we have, 100% that Chinese technology was not involved with this specific missile.
Though we are discussing the situation in Korea, does China want to make any comment on negotiating a joint naval presence with the Philippines in the South China Sea?
Yes, in regards to our involvement with the Philippines and South China Sea, this was once again due to unprovoked and unwelcomed action by the United States in the South China Sea, in which they were making deals with Vietnam to do joint military exercises. And this is also an action that China did in order to, with not only the Philippines, but also with Malaysia and Indonesia. And we did this because not only do we want to force out this unwelcomed influence that has only caused more turmoil in our region, we also would like to focus on regionalization, especially when it comes to the Asian conflict.
Can China's lack of pressure on North Korea in this time of aggression be taken as a silent endorsement of North Korea's activities?
No, because of the fact that we just came up here and condoned it. And instead, we would like to say that the endorsement of North Korean activities is done by countries who have been increasingly threatening and increasingly pushing North Korea to the point that they had to do this attack.
One final question. All right.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Do you have any examples of the countries that have been endorsing North Korea's activities?
My only response to that is the fact that there are countries that are currently in investigation under involvement with this missile launch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Douglas. If you'd like to gather your things and follow our liaison.